Hello, hello, hello. Oh, it's a bit nippy in here. I'll tell you that. I think it's like 12 degrees out right now.
Mm.
Not too
Damn.
bad. And we're talking about gardening tonight.
Gardening at 12 degrees. What can you plant in the ground at 12
Well,
degrees other than ice cubes?
well, depends on where your ground's at. If it's inside, then you can start getting ready.
Yeah.
Well, I hope my ground's up underneath my feet. That helps me walk a little bit better.
Yeah, I
Hey,
think this week I'll start going up and getting my room cleaned up for the season for all my starters and stuff.
mm. Well, I fixed a little bit of dinner before we ate. You know, it's that Asian chicken stuff, and I cooked some rice to go along with it. And on the box, it says, you know, a little bit spicy, you know, whatever. And 90% of the time when I buy stuff and it says spicy, I can deal with it. It's not hot or nothing like that. I took about 4 bites of it and told the wife I can't eat no more. I'm sitting over wet.
Was you sweating?
Yeah, I was. That's the first time I've sweated like that. And I'm going to tell you, they had a good kick to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got some like the shake and bake stuff. It's Thai chili,
Mm-hmm.
and it it didn't say it was spicy. It just said with a little kick. And,
Okay.
I started eating it, and I'm like, ooh, that's more than a kick. That's a mule.
Well, you know, that's one type of food I cannot eat. I've tried it back in my younger days. Thai
Yeah.
food, dude. Anybody who has ate Thai food can tell you it's got a little bit more than a small kick to it.
Yeah.
But you know, it's pretty good. Oh, What Life grilled some burgers and deer sausage. I wish I knew that. He would have had company this afternoon.
Yeah, right.
How's everybody doing tonight? We got Sharon, Chris, Dana B, What Life, Be Charming. Sit still. Ornery.
We got Ragnar in here too.
Oh, is Ragnar in here?
Well, I saw his name. It was some people saying hello, Ragnar, but I've not
Okay.
seen him.
Professor Falcon, Ginger Ninja. Let's see.
You know, Bubble Bibble, I ain't seen him in a couple of shows.
He was on premiere this morning.
Oh, was he?
Well, not this. Well, I guess it was kind of this morning. It was 11 o'clock.
Hey, dude, that was an excellent premiere this morning. I like that. So,
Yeah, I was. And this study's been out for probably 5 years at least.
really.
And now all of a sudden it's getting traction. Everybody's talking about it. And I thought, well, maybe I'll open some eyes a little bit. And there's websites that kind of
Coincide with it.
they
Bubble
rearrange
Bibble.
some of the facts a little bit. So it's
Okay.
best to go to the actual study, and that's what I posted in the link or in the description was the actual study that they did.
Okay. Bubble
was-
Bibble says I'm here.
With 40,000 people, and it was amazing how. And I kind of after I was watching it again, I kind of messed it up. I said 4 times a day. It's 4 times a week. Reading the Bible 4 times a week. And
Well, what can you go wrong 4 times a day, 4 times a week, as long as you're reading, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And some of the things that was amazing to me is how much of a difference just reading the Bible does. And you think, well, how is that possible? And if you read the Bible, you know.
Yeah, you're right. You know, because you start learning more. All right, when you first crack it open, when you start reading it, ain't nothing gonna make sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the Bible is for the people who believe. I'll put it like that. Okay. The more you read, the more it starts making sense to you. But it's going to come down to me and you could read the exact same verses the exact same day. It may mean one thing to me, and at the same time, it'll mean something totally different to you.
Yeah, and it could change when you read it again.
Exactly. You know, it's called the living word. You know, it. Let's see. How do I put this? No, I'm not counting the ways. It coincides with a person's daily routine. I'll put it like that. You know, but
It's a roadmap.
yeah,
But
watch that roadmap.
My Bible is a roadmap.
do what?
It's a roadmap.
Her Bible is a roadmap.
There's a song.
Oh, yeah. A lot of times you'll be having trouble with something and you just pick the Bible up. And like I've said before, I've came up to moving things around and the Bible fall down or something and it opens up to a certain page. And I'll actually read it because I feel like it's a sign of something. And sometimes it's not. It's just, you know, it is what it is. But sometimes I'll open it up and like, wow.
Well, you know, I was church I was going to. We had people out in the audience. I'll put it like that. Certain people. He would call to come up and read a passage out of the Bible. And it was my week. Okay, which I knew a week ahead of time. I knew that I was going to be doing something. I went home, I studied and couldn't find nothing. 10 minutes before I walked in that church, I done something I shouldn't have done, but I'm glad. I dropped the Bible on purpose and it opened up to a certain page. And yeah, the verse and chapter, I forget exactly what the chapter was, but I got up there and I read 2 or 3 chapters out of 2 or 3 verses out of it. Preacher comes up and he said, you know, it must be a God sent of what you was preaching about, because that's exactly what my sermon's going to be about today. And it was something about, you know, people, you know, let's say like, let's just say it's got something to do with the people living and not doing what they're supposed to do. That's all I can remember of it, you know.
Yeah.
And there was a time I would have stood toe to toe with the preacher if he was wrong. And I could have proved to that preacher and anybody else if he was misquoting the Bible or anything like that. And
yeah. One thing that somebody not too long ago was explaining, and I thought it was a good little speech he gave. He was talking about a motor, and the motor and he's talking about in the past, this motor ran really good, never a lick of trouble. And we decided, well, somebody decided, hey, let's get rid of the spark plug. See how good it does. It didn't run anymore. It hissed and made all kinds of noises. And he says that's the same thing as taking God away from your life. You just hiss and make noises and whatnot. And that it makes sense the way, you know, the world has become. Is we're missing that part.
Yeah. I mean, our bodies is I don't want to say a finely tuned motor, but you know, if you're not believing, then you need to be tuned up to where everything starts running good again.
Yeah.
And, you know, and to me, a person going to church, I'm going to bring church in on this. Some people are liable to agree with me and some people may not, but this is how I believe. A church is a place to go to learn more about the Bible, because there are people in a church, and I'm talking about a building, okay, that know a little bit more than you do. You go, you ask questions, and you listen. And then you go home and you look it up in the Bible to see if what they're saying is right or if it's not exactly right. You know, now a person that don't go to church, I really, in a matter of speaking, I don't think there's nothing wrong with that, but everybody needs to go to church so they can learn more. And I'm going to leave it at that right there. Ark Wildman in here?
Yeah. You still outside, Art? Are you inside yet?
He got that bonfire going. I bet you can see it about 2 counties away down there.
Well, he got them. He's got warmers with them that sleep with him though. Them dogs will keep you warm.
What's he got? About 3, 1 on each side and nothing on top of him.
I don't know how many. I know he had at least 2. I don't know if he has any more than that out there with him or not.
Well, then he got
he's
some.
home now. Okay, well that's good.
Ark Wildman, now, if you want to learn anything about the great outdoors, about plants and stuff like that, truthfully, that's the man that you need to watch right there.
Yeah.
You know.
Awesome.
Ring, ring, banana phone.
He quit.
It's not me.
Lake, quit calling me.
Well, what are your plans for the upcoming season, garden season?
Oh, Lord.
I'd like to say to find me some produce markets, but
I got some buckets I'm planting in. The darn garden thing.
the wife wants me to do a garden in buckets. I kind of like the old-fashioned way, throw it in the ground,
Yeah.
you know, like that. But I'm gonna have to cut some trees down, and I've been debating that for the last couple of years. I really don't want to cut my pecan trees down. You know, I got 7 of them out there.
No problem. I know how it is. It seems like when it's time to start alive or something, there always something pops up or something
Yeah.
doesn't work.
But I will end up growing some new stuff this year that I've never grown. Lettuce is one of them. Cabbage is another
You do
one.
that in the fall, don't you?
Well,
Cabbage is good. You can grow those in the buckets pretty good.
can you now?
Yeah,
Okay.
you just got to
Right.
make sure it's high enough to where
It's peeking out.
the bottom leaves will go out of the bucket.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay. See, I'm wanting to do a raised garden bed, but it's going to take more money than what I got to do a
Oh
raised
yeah,
garden bed.
unless you have a big pile of dirt. That dirt soil is quite expensive.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna end up having to get me another truckload this year, possibly, more than likely.
Now, when you say truckload, are you talking a pickup or you talking a
Yeah,
dump?
my truck.
Okay. For your area, ballpark estimate, what does a truckload of dirt normally run?
Well, not last year, but the year before, I got it for $47, and that's garden soil. It's sand, mulch, or compost, mulch, and just regular dirt.
Okay. Okay.
So it's actually good stuff.
Now, I've been looking at a little bit of YouTube, and I don't know if it's a good thing or not. What they'll do is they'll take like sticks that has fallen out of trees, and they'll throw them over in something like a raised garden bed, along with some
At the
rock.
bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hubiculture or something like that. They got a fancy name for it. But I have seen people putting logs in there and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is fine if you're trying to save on money for soil. But for that log to break down, you're not going to be there. Some of them logs will take 20 years to break down.
Well, now, what I've got here around my place, they all dead to begin with. They just falling out of the trees,
Yeah, as long as you have a good amount of soil above that. I've seen people fill it up to where there's only like 2 or 3 inches of soil, and the rest of it is debris, leaves and twigs and branches and things like that. You got to have enough soil for the roots to develop in there.
Well, now I'm just going, for an example, are you talking like, 6 inches, a foot, maybe 2 foot of soil on top?
Well, again, it's what you're putting in there.
Carrots, squash, tomatoes.
Well, the carrot's going to need a little bit more soil.
Okay.
Tomatoes are going to need quite a bit because their roots do go down quite a bit, especially if you have dry seasons.
Yeah. Well, I don't think my gardens have ever really seen a dry season, even if it's not rained in 4 to 6 weeks, because I keep it like a mud puddle out there at times. I got a couple of good sprinklers I turn loose and I'll let them go. Now, I will not go out there and turn them on early in the morning, okay? Because I was always taught if you do that, then the sun, the heat of the day is going to burn them.
Mhm.
If you want to water your plants, you always do it at dusk.
Yeah.
You know, like that.
Yeah. And it all depends what you're watering with. Like here in town, I've seen people water in the middle of the daytime with sprinklers and stuff.
Yeah.
There's chemicals that are put in this water, regular tap water, not well water, tap water,
Right.
that if it sets on them leaves, and the sun hits it, it'll eat them leaves up.
Now, mine is well water. Okay.
Yeah.
I think the only time in the last 40 years I've drunk city water has been about 30 some years ago.
Well, that was a lot different back then too.
Well, that's true, but still 30 years ago, even compared to the well water in city water, well water was still better because they were, what was it, once a month they would run chlorine and chemicals through it.
There was a point that fluoride was being added too.
Well, when you turn the sink on and that's all you could smell,
Mm-hmm.
it's time to look for another place.
Yeah, that's why I don't drink the water here. I get 5 gallons at a time.
Have you been watching the reports on bottled water here in the last 3 days to a week? Because they are now saying what we've already been knowing for years. There is chemicals in bottled water, metal.
Oh, yeah. There always has been.
Yeah.
That's why you got to get the spring water, not the chlorinated stuff.
Right. But they're saying now that it is more chemicals in it now than there ever has been.
Yeah, because all the water is recycled water. And what I mean by that is when you go to the bathroom and you wash your clothes or whatever, it goes down the drain. It goes to a place where they clean it and then resell it to you. And it's
drinking used water.
It's been recycled in like small towns like here, at least 22 times. Meaning 22 people have used that water and
one way or another.
It's been sold again.
Yeah.
The bigger cities, it's way, way worse than that. I could just imagine in LA.
I was fixing to bring up LA and New York City.
Yeah. Well, New York is not as bad because they get their water from up north. But it's still pretty bad.
Grace Johnson said New York water is filtered. But the best water anybody's going to drink is going to be spring water, straight out of the spring. But just make sure that when you dip a dipper in it, that's the beginning of the spring. Like that right there. And if it don't have salamanders or crayfish in it, the water's no good. A lot of people will understand that. But,
here we go.
Hi.
Hello.
Sorry we're late. We were trying to.
Oh, that's okay. I understand.
Hello, ladies. How y'all?
Hi. How are you guys doing? Pretty good. Oh, How are
Sorry.
you?
Hey, we're getting it in stereo now.
Oh,
Oh,
so you girls ready for garden season to start?
I think so. Pretty excited for it to warm up already.
Yeah. You guys got quite a bit of snow up there, didn't you?
Yeah, we're at -11 right now,
And
actually.
then I don't know.
And we have
It's
like at
deep enough that
least-
Bunky's having trouble walking.
Yeah, at least a foot and a half.
No,
After
no.
chip thing.
No.
I can't see Bunky having problems walking.
Yep. Oh, it's up to her knees. She should
Really?
make that clear. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
she's
keep
pretty
getting
tall.
worried that one of these days it's gonna snow again and I'm gonna lose Bunky in the snow.
Where'd she go? She was following me just a
She was
minute
just
ago.
here.
Yeah, -11.
Yep, that's where we're at right now.
Now, Wednesday, ourselves, we may get down that low because they're talking about North Carolina getting down, parts of North Carolina getting down in the single digits.
Mm,
You
That's
know.
not good.
Yeah, that's really cold.
For us, yes, it is.
Yeah, even for us, I think typically our coldest is like between 10 and 15, I think.
somewhere in there. Because we have the lake effect, so it doesn't get as cold.
Yeah, but this year's really cold. And then we had that little baby calf was born and it was just a mess. Animals seem to be very persistent in choosing the worst weather to have their children. Like if there's a tornado warning, we're going to have a baby goat.
Yeah, this other channel I watched just had a baby cow born.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, last week, wasn't it, Jeff?
I think
Thank
it
you.
was.
Yeah, Gillian Farm
It
said.
was.
Yeah, and they had been waiting a good while for it too, and I think they have another one that's almost ready.
Oh, wow.
I hope
Guess
that's
what?
okay.
Yeah,
It may be born within this week.
yeah,
Wow.
and hopefully, if everything goes well, they might be on here tomorrow or Friday. We'll have to see because they're really busy.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's understandable with the baby cow.
I got
Yeah.
a question for the vineyard chicks.
Ask away.
How much trouble is it to raise a baby calf?
That depends on how you raise the baby. Because if you leave the baby cow with its mother, they're not really that much trouble. You make sure that day one, you make sure that it's active and that it's drinking milk, and you keep an eye on it for a couple days, and the mother will take care of it.
And then eventually you have to fix your fences.
And after a couple weeks, the baby will start eating hay and drinking water and be less reliant on the milk. But this last calf that we had born just a few days ago was more difficult because the mom, that was her first calf. So she'd never had any babies before that. So it looks like she cleaned him, but he never had any milk. She never fed him, and he never tried to drink milk from her. So right now he's at the vet's, and she's bottle feeding him. But he's going to have to be a bottle baby, and that's a little bit more because you have to keep him. Yeah, you have to keep him separate from the mom. Otherwise, even if she's not feeding him, she'll be like,
Oh my gosh.
the first day he was born, I went out there to try and find out where the mom was, and I found the baby. And then the mom charged at me. And I had to swerve
She
between
was like,
trees.
get away.
Out of nowhere.
And
That's awful.
That's a full-grown cow, so that can be really dangerous. So you got to keep
Oh,
the baby, you got to keep the baby away from the mom, and you also have to make sure you bottle feed it 3 times a day for about a week, and then it goes down to 2 times a day, And I think when they're about either a month or 2 months, I think it's 2 months old, then they go down to one bottle a day, and then eventually they get weaned into hay, and then they'll be like absolutely friendly, and they'll be your best friend. They're amazing. Bottle fed cows, bottle fed anything is amazing. They're really sweet.
This one didn't want a bottle though.
This one at first he wasn't bottling, and I think that's because it was the second day and he was too weak, so the vet had to feed him, which is what I did with Mary. You just
See, what I was thinking was just going to buy me a couple of calves and raising them like that.
That's
well,
not a bad idea.
you can buy babies that are separated from the mother, and then you can just bottle feed them, and then you'll have two of the friendliest cows in the world.
And they're pretty low maintenance as opposed to like other animals.
Yeah, except
Oh, really?
according to the vet, our last baby, this baby is super hyper. So different cows can be a little bit more of a handful, and this one sounds really active. He actually headbutted the vet today, not like in a mean way, but just like in a friendly way. But they're still strong enough to knock you over if they're being playful.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Especially when they're older.
All right, so just look for a calm one.
Well, see, that's something I've never done. And I've heard some people say, no problem. Then I've heard other people say they'd never do it again.
Yeah, so like
It all depends on the cow and the experience. You also got to make sure you got it right. Definitely not a great first animal.
Goats are worse.
Goats are much worse. Don't do goats.
Really?
Don't do goats.
Goats are mischievous. So goats, you can set up fence after fence, and you're gonna end up having a goat get out.
Yeah.
I heard one lady explain it like this: goats are like water, and if there's a hole in the fence, they're out.
Huh.
Yeah. Or if they can jump over it.
Yeah.
Yep.
They'll figure ways of jumping over it.
And if they can't jump over it, they'll go under. They'll go under the fence.
And like the thing with us, we picked like the tiny goats, so we don't have to worry about them jumping as much, but they're also small and they get under stuff easy.
Right,
Yeah.
get into stuff.
Pygmy goats.
Yep.
Yeah, we got Nigerians.
Nigerian dwarves.
But despite all the trouble, she loves them and won't let us get rid of them.
Yeah, I remember getting a goat for my oldest boy. If he was outside, he would come up to you and be all friendly, and if you weren't looking, he'd chew your shoelaces. So nobody had full length shoelaces. We were always tying our shoes very smallly because we didn't have any shoelaces left.
She's getting that with her hair.
Yeah, I have all of these short hairs, and I'm not sure if it's a goat or if Bunky's cutting my hair when I'm sleeping.
You want to talk about cutting? Let me tell you something. It wasn't too long after me and the wife got married. I had a full beard. Okay. I woke up one morning, I didn't have a beard. I swear up and down to this day, my wife cut my beard while I was sleeping.
I did.
And she swears up and down she didn't. I like to know what happened.
What happened?
You just had a dream you had a beard.
No. See, I mean, it was. You couldn't see the collar on my shirt. That's how long it had gotten.
Oh my goodness. Hi, Miss Dixie.
Hey, how are y'all?
We're good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
But it wouldn't surprise me one bit if she did do it.
I didn't. I promise you.
Well, when I was in Job Corps, somebody had got a hold of the Nair stuff that girls put on their legs that removes their hair, and they went and put it in somebody's shampoo.
Oh no.
And they was in there like this, and it didn't take all their hair, but there was bald in patches, which was worse. And
it's awful.
oh boy, yeah, they got in some big trouble.
It is a horrible thing to do to a person.
Yeah, but
Good.
It's hilarious. Though.
And no, I didn't do it. Hold on, I'll be back.
the reason he didn't do it is probably because he didn't think about it.
Special kind of clever to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I like is up on YouTube, you'll see girls washing their hair or guys washing their hair. Somebody be standing over them and just keep pouring shampoo on their heads.
Oh, genius. I'm going to do that.
Bunky is a good experiment when she washing her hair.
Yeah.
Don't tell her I said that now. She liable to get mad with me. But oh Lordy.
Well,
What do y'all normally plant come not harvest time? That's when you pick. Planting time.
Definitely tomatoes.
It goes in phases. Like at certain times of year, I think. Now this is a bunky question, but I believe we start with like tomatoes, peppers, and squash, and we start
Okay.
those like I think February downstairs. Yeah, we start the seeds downstairs, and then
Okay.
I don't. I think it's like mid-late March that we take them outside. I don't know the dates very well. I'm not great with dates. Then we take them outside and we plant them in the garden. Is it not March?
I don't think so.
Probably not.
It's still snowy in March.
Isn't it like only a week or so after Valentine's Day?
It's in February?
Is Valentine's Day in February? Okay, maybe that's the planting date. I'm horrible with dates.
Don't feel bad.
So then we take them out and we put them in the garden, and then
Tell Bunky I said hello also. He heard me.
he said hi.
He's reading the chat.
And then there are certain plants that we actually start outside, like cabbage, carrots. I think actually she's doing carrots indoors now. Kale, basil, and garlic we start in the fall. So garlic's already planted. It stays underground over winter. Onions, I think go in directly into the beds. I don't know. This is a funky question. I tried.
Well, I mean, it's like this. Y'all's climate is a lot different than ours is down here.
Yeah.
We got what 3-4 months, maybe 5 of good planting, and y'all got what maybe 2 or 3 good months of planting season up there.
Yeah, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's really cold until like late May.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
You can, yeah. And then you
I
can
think that's when, no, I think frost might stop in like April, and then May we plant, maybe.
there's only a certain amount of time that you can plant, or else the plants are too young.
Oh.
So like planting season is shorter than just growing season.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is not our forte.
Oh, I got to get out there with a chainsaw and do some cutting this year. Like I was telling Bushcraft, I got about 7 pecan trees out there
Oh wow!
in one area. I don't want to cut none down, but yet, if I'm going to have a good garden, I'm going to have to drop them.
Aw,
Yeah.
that's sad.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
Do you use the nuts for anything, or are they still young?
They're still young. And I do have one pecan tree out there that is producing nuts, but me and the squirrels are having a
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh man, that's got to be nuts.
It is. So I'm wanting to have some squirrel gravy on account of it, but can't do it the wrong time of the year. So
There's times of
And-
years. What year when you can do that?
I think the way the old folks used to do it, it was after the second frost that you could pop them.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
All right. There's the sickness thing.
Yeah,
The,
someone was talking
people-
about that.
Yeah. After
Yep.
that. And then I think when the weather starts warming up, let them go. You know, don't mess with them. But I bet you we've got something like 30 different squirrels running around the yard out here.
Aw.
And we used to, a few years ago, there was about 7 different deer that would come up in the yard.
Wow.
Whoa.
They would lay out in the field and just watch cars go by.
Oh, that's super cute.
The mama and baby.
Yeah.
Grandpa.
Yeah. And the
Oh.
last 2 years, I've not seen none. I don't know if they were gotten. Well, they had to have been, because
Right.
it's like deer, you know, they got a pattern they go with,
Mhm.
you know, all year long.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, the last one I saw standing in my backyard was about an 8-pointer.
Hmm.
He was a good size one.
Wow.
Wow.
Those are the antlers.
Oh,
That's what the,
okay, got it.
It's a,
Yeah. About like I can't say moose.
I was gonna say moose.
I've never seen a moose up close. Always on TV.
Mhm.
Me neither.
But
I like saying moose. What's plural for moose?
Meese.
what's what?
What's plural for moose? What do you call 3 mooses? Meese?
Mises?
Meese?
Meese?
Moose?
It's one of those
Meese.
questions about reality that I ask myself frequently because I don't know.
I have no idea.
No? No.
It's not mouse or mice.
But then again, I learned something new today I never knew. Hog head cheese, another name for it. It is down minced. What is it? Minced meat? No, I can't even think of it now.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, what's another name for it?
Souse?
Yeah, sow's meat. The same thing.
Huh.
Wow.
Didn't know that either.
Made of the whole hog head.
Yeah,
You have the ears, the eyes, the nose, and all you cook.
yeah, what
Wow.
she said. But yeah, I've tried sow's meat. No.
Not sure I'd like that very much.
Well, you could either eat it straight like that, but I had it 2 ways. A husband and a wife wanted me to try it.
Mm.
One of them, you know, was straight, but the way the wife liked it was soaked in vinegar.
Not me. Someone else.
I
Yeah.
tried it. I almost lost it.
That does sound
I'm
nasty.
kind of like morbidly curious now. Like, is the brain included in that?
It's the whole hog head.
Wow.
Wow.
The
Yeah.
eyes, the ears, the nose, the mouth, and all.
Oh, it's nasty.
Well, to each their own.
Yeah, exactly.
Roll it and put stuff in it to make it taste good.
Well,
It's done.
now down here, back in our younger days, when you was invited to somebody's house to
Oh,
eat
they cook it
supper,
outside.
you never asked what are we having.
Yeah.
What's
And so what's in my tea?
in my teeth?
Cow tongue or other stuff. But no,
Wow.
They're delicacies.
Delicacies. I don't know.
Oh. All right, Bushcraft, where you at? I'm running out of stuff to say here.
Like you got,
Could I click
Well, what would be okay? I'm trying to figure out how to word some of this stuff. For city folk that don't have much of a garden place,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
yet they want to get started, what would be the best way to get started, and what would be the best stuff for them to grow?
Well, this plays right into what you were just about to talk
This
about.
plays right into Bunky's courthouse.
No, talk about it.
So there, we are starting a collaboration actually that's kind of about
Centered
that. About what the easiest seeds are to grow, to survive on, really, and also that are easiest to grow for literally anyone. You could grow them if you have a big garden, or if you only have a balcony with pots to grow in, you can grow them there too. And they're also seeds that you can replenish and harvest to plant again the year after. So that is kind of the goal of,
And ones that you can take seeds from.
yes,
Oh, sorry.
you're good. So that's kind of the goal of this collaboration that we're going to be starting. So we're going to be sending out a bunch of seeds to whoever is interested. There's going to be 6 seeds, and
We can't say it there.
we're going to reveal what those 6 seeds are in tomorrow's video. But those 6 seeds are easy to plant, and they can be used. What we think they are all really healthy and beneficial, and they are multi-purpose. So things that you can use in cooking, canning, prepping, eating raw,
Saving the seeds.
saving the seeds. They are all really general plants. So that is actually what we're going to be working
Survival
on.
seeds.
Yeah, survival seeds. And there is also going. Mr. Charles is also going to be having his own
Herbs.
his own
Herbs.
similar
Herb tincture. Collaboration.
Yeah, well, it's part of the same thing.
No.
I'm trying to think of the word. No, we're not.
Now, wait a minute. Bushcraft, what type of herbs are you going to be growing?
The legal stuff.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be medical type, which you can still eat them too, but it's the ones that you would make tinctures and stuff with.
Gotcha.
That's,
Well,
I
now,
wanted to look into tinctures a little bit.
yeah, she's got like 6 magazines she only half read. I heard a cat. Who has a cat?
now, are y'all going to be doing like specials throughout this whole thing? Videos, you know, what grew good, what didn't grow. I feel like the interviewer.
That's what you're supposed to be doing, Jeff.
Well, anyone who wants to get the seeds, you can make videos about them, and they'll be added to the playlist. But
just
yes,
just the first and last.
yeah, the your first video and your last video, which is your first video would be the video where you get the seeds and talking about what you think of them, and your last video will be the video where you talk about your thoughts on them and what you think could be changed or different about it. And you can also, those are just the videos that are going to be included in the playlist. You can also make other videos about like garden tips or recipes or how you're preserving them or really anything you want. And they're going to be, you can include them in the Survival Seeds 2024 hashtag if you want, but it's not required. It's completely up to you. That's just how we'll find them to view them in the upcoming live streams that we do about them.
And so that'll be a pretty semi-weekly thing, I think.
I think so. Yeah.
Weekly?
Now, I've seen this done only one time. I'm not exactly going to say what I got in mind, but it's kind of like the idea you talking about. Just take something and put it on top of the soil, then cover it up and see how many plants are, I get out of
That'd
it.
be cool.
Well, you could definitely plant like that.
You could definitely do that.
I think if I were in charge of the garden, that's how it would go.
We're going to be saying what the 6 seeds are, and when we send them out, it's probably going to leave it obvious.
Yeah, they're going to be like
So it's like not
labeled or
not like a
whatever. Yeah,
surprise.
they're not surprises.
Yeah,
Be like, "They're gonna surprise us today."
my seed
y'all-
should be here in about a week or two. So
Ooh.
Okay. Here's a good question right here. Where would a person not buy the seeds from?
you're not buying them. We're going to supply the seeds.
Yep. We're gonna
We're
send
sending
you
it
the
to you.
seeds. But
Yeah.
just like in
Okay.
general, if you're asking like where not to buy seeds, I don't
Amazon. I don't know. Do they sell
What?
seeds on
I
Amazon?
don't know. I think in general, just look for places that a lot of people order seeds from,
Or like
so that
reputable brand.
yeah, or somebody that's reliable that is reliable. I don't really know anyone who you like don't buy seeds from.
China.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Walmart.
Don't buy. Yeah.
Well, there are some good ones at Walmart.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I've seen some like
I can't remember the name of them.
you're on my cut.
Green something, but those ones are pretty good. There are some that are not very good either, but
Right.
Funky used Burpee. I think that might
Yeah.
be the brand.
So
And that one she used a lot.
She didn't
yeah,
want to get
burpees are good.
she didn't
Yeah.
want to get cucumbers there though. She prefers burpless cucumbers.
Hey, ask Buffy if she can grow any cucamelon this year.
Any what? Any what?
Cucamelon.
Like the kids show.
Jeff likes to grow his cucumbers and watermelon next to each other, and then they cross pollinate.
Oh, that's
Oh.
Yeah, Bushcraft started calling them the cucamelons 2 or
That's
3
fun.
years back. No, I
He's
don't
growing
even wanna
both.
get
I don't
in-
think they cross pollinate.
We're growing cucumbers and watermelons. But something I have wanted to try is you take a baby squash and you put it in like a water bottle or something, and you let it grow into that shape. And like I saw
Yeah.
somebody
Someone made it
somewhere,
cute.
they do boxes, and you can stack your watermelons like boxes.
Well, I got an old wine bottle, and I had pear trees in the back where I lived at one time. And right when it was real little, I stuck the pear inside the bottle and tied it to the branch, and it grew inside that bottle. And
How
then
do you get it out?
I didn't. I filled it with rum and then let it sit there for a year, and that was some of the
Yeah.
good stuff. And it was more of a, how'd you get the pear inside the bottle thing? How did that get in there?
That's
Which,
That's genius.
believe it or not, it was really hard to clean the inside of that
I
bottle.
I wish you can do that with peaches.
Yeah, you can. You just got to get it when it first turns into a bud to where you can fit it in. Because there were some that I couldn't. I had to get a real small one to actually fit it in the bottle.
Okay, I'm gonna buy me a couple of peach trees this year.
But I would suggest because I had mine hanging down, and then anytime it rained, it went straight in the bottle.
Oh.
Position it to where it's like upside down, to where rain doesn't go inside.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense.
I think I want
So
to
you
try
won't
doing it with a
download-
water bottle, like just a plastic water bottle, and then you can cut the water bottle away and have a water bottle shaped watermelon. It's a water bottle melon. It's a watermelon bottle. It's a water bottle melon. Water bottle. I'm done.
This is for educational purposes only.
That's just like that should be like my motto. Definitely educational purposes.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know there was actually something called a cucamelon
Oh.
when I named it cucamelon, because Jeff comes in and says he has an awful taste in cucumbers, and he comes in and this is pretty good size.
It's on one of your screens.
Was it?
Yeah.
I can't remember. Anyways, and he cuts it open, and I'm looking at it, and it's what the the watermelon stripes look like. I'm like, that's a watermelon. That's not a cucumber. And he said, it came off of a cucumber vine.
Well, what it was
Wow.
is the melons was growing where I planted my cucumbers. Plain and simple.
Oh my goodness.
So,
I have some awful tasting cucumber.
Well,
And he
after
cut that thing
that-
open, and it looked like a cucumber from the inside, but the
Wow.
outside looked like a watermelon.
Wow.
Wow.
would you believe I got 2 watermelons out of that? And man, they were off the hook. They were pretty good.
Hmm.
Did you burp a lot after you ate them?
Yeah, I plead the fifth for that one.
So maybe
It wasn't so much I was burping, but I ate the whole watermelon by myself.
maybe it was just a young watermelon, not a cucumber. It was just a young
It
watermelon.
was.
Like a cucumber.
Oh, it was. It hadn't turned or got ripe or nothing like that. It was still green.
So it just
inside.
looked like you just thought
Oh.
it was a cucumber.
Yeah. I'm
Not a
sitting
good
there thinking, that's the biggest cucumber I ever did see.
Jeff and his cucamelons.
And everybody's been calling it cucamelons ever since.
It's a good name.
That is a really great name.
Yep. Be charming. We can see your comment.
What's that?
Be charming was asking if I could see her comment
Oh,
a little while back.
but no, I really do believe it was on your stream, Bushcraft,
It-
back when I first was getting started.
It might have been.
But I will tell you this. When you're canning jalapeno jelly for the first time, please, by all means, make sure you read the instructions on how to do it. Because let me tell you, the instructions called for 2 tablespoons of that gelatin stuff.
Whatever it was.
I opened up the box and just poured the whole box in there. And
Oh
This
I
would be as
sit
funny if
there
I hadn't
with-
done that.
I sat there with a spoon and a hammer, and it didn't even hardly chip coming out.
no! Mom did that a few years ago with apple.
butter.
Apples.
Our apple jelly, you could not get it out unless you microwaved it, and then it was awful.
So you got all these tiny little cute little mason jars of apple butter, and it's rock solid. And so you
Jelly.
rock jelly. And
Rock jelly.
Rock jelly.
no, apple jelly. And you microwave it for like 30 seconds. And you poke your finger in it to see if it's softened up. I don't know what I did. I must have accidentally put 3 minutes and 30 seconds or something. I put my finger in it and I burned my finger. And so in a panic, I put my finger in my mouth to get it off.
Oh, wow.
Burned your tongue.
And not only that, it's super sticky. So when I pulled my finger out because my tongue got burned, I burned my lip. So yeah, Mom hasn't made apple jelly since. Oh my god.
I'm gonna have to send y'all girls my recipe for apple butter.
Ooh, yeah, please do.
My first jelly that I made, apple and grape. I think that was the only thing. I made it out of juice. You know, not
Yeah.
apples. It was apple juice and grape juice.
Yeah.
But I come to find out that whatever juice you use, make sure there is no sugar added to it.
Yep, that would help.
That would just
Pretty
about turn your mouth wrong side out. How sweet it was.
Yeah, you ever want to know what not to do? Just probably done it.
Now, I've had pretty good luck. I really have. The very first thing I ever canned was corn. Okay.
Wow.
Now, I did not know that corn has got a high rating of the seals popping open.
Oh no.
That's not
And
good.
no, it's not. And resealing itself. And I know there for a week, at least twice a week for 2 months, I would check the seals on my corn just to make sure. And I've had one to pop open out of
Oh,
about
wow.
2 cases.
That's good.
Yeah, that was real good.
Yeah, it's really good. Bravo.
And dry canning potatoes, oh my God. That right there, there's no starch on them at all. I can eat them all day long. Hey,
Wow.
Kitty, Kitty.
Hi,
He's hiding.
He's a
He's
sweetheart.
camera shy.
You know what
Aw.
it is? He ain't nothing like the striped cat.
Oh yeah, he just gets up there and
Mhm.
looks at the camera.
It's,
He's a
Sweetheart.
baby.
So how's Bunky doing with the chickens and the birds?
Hasn't been out.
She's learning pretty well. There's like I keep remembering certain things that I learned consequentially.
Consequentially.
That
yeah, what she said.
what she said. And then I have to tell her those like I can't just do like a singular lesson. I should not be a teacher. But she's learning really well, and she's learning really fast too. But today and yesterday, and probably for another day or two, neither of them can come out because KK's asthma will act up in the cold because it's really bad out. And Bunky's, the snow's too high and the weather's too cold for Bunky. I had to carry her back last night. I had to carry her back inside because she was just so tired.
Sled time.
Stomping.
Well, hey, it's not easy to be like, how much did she weigh? Like 60, 70 pounds heavier than you usually are trying to walk in the snow. I almost fell over twice, and I'm like, I can't fall over. Her face will be the first thing to go in the snow.
Y'all would be laughing up a storm if that happened.
I would.
Yeah, your two little sisters walking in covered in snow. I fell over. I brought her down with me.
It was like -11, so it was
Yeah,
kind of
so
awful.
they can't go out right now, but
Mm.
she's getting on pretty well. Trey is something else. Is that a good something else or a bad something else, Mom? I never quite tell.
Well, now, seeing as how the snow and everything is up that high and the temperatures are that low, do the chickens come out or do they stay in the house?
So
Those are the most
Even-
indoor cat animals I've ever seen.
yeah, even like once it gets down to like 10 degree weather, chickens won't come out except for water.
You cannot
Right.
physically shove them out.
Yeah, you can't shove them out; they'll go around you. So at this time of year, the chickens are fed in their coop, which is it's okay, but I can't do that for too long, or else I'm gonna end up getting and then they're gonna eat my eggs and kill my chickens. But for now, that's okay.
Yeah, I like the fact that you don't clean their pin out.
Yeah,
A lot
in
of people freak
winter-
out. Oh, that's gross. But
It helps
in
keep
the
it
winter,
actually helped warm them up.
Yeah, in the winter, it's
Yeah.
really good to do layers of bedding. But every now and then you have to add a fresh layer on top, or else they'll start to like get dirty and they can get bumblefoot from that. And you can only do that layering if they have ventilation, or else is it pneumonia or ammonia?
ammonia.
The ammonia builds up,
And they'll get
and
pneumonia.
then they get sick, and then you lose your chickens real fast.
Well, you guys got good ventilation in there.
Yeah, I got
your
windows and vents.
pen.
Y'all
Yeah.
girls need to come down here during the summertime. This
We
is
do.
chicken capital of North Carolina.
There's a chicken
And-
capital.
Who's the president of the chicken capital?
You're
Chicken
talking
capital.
chicken growers down here. You
No.
can be in your car with the windows rolled up and the AC on, and you can still smell the chicken.
Depending on how hot it is.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Her
The
her
scent-
yard is awful.
No, the scent of the birds never bothered me. Like I genuinely never noticed the scent unless like
We can tell.
today the pond froze over. And the ducks really like going in the pond to clean up. So I was breaking the ice and trying to clear it up. And when the ice broke, I'm just wow, that does smell. But most of the time, I never noticed because like it's always open and it's always wafting all of its stink up, and I never realized because I spent so much time there. I was just like, okay.
Ducks are
like
messy.
I
love
was
it.
a security guard years ago, and I think one of the funniest things to date I've ever seen is when the pond out front of the building I was guarding froze over, and the duck come in for a landing, and he skidded just about all the way through that pond.
Oh, that reminds me of an incident that I had with the pond. I had a silver Muscovy duck. He was a big drake. He was beautiful. His name was Aluminum. Yeah.
Aluminum.
Aluminum.
He was a gray duck.
His
Therefore
full name was Aluminum because I thought it was fun, but his name was he was a silver duck.
What were you, 12?
Yeah. And so the pond had frozen over, but it was starting to warm up a little bit. So he was coming down from a flight, I guess, and he lands on the pond, and all of the ice breaks. So I come out, and he's stranded in the center of the pond on this iceberg, and he's sitting there, and I can almost hear sad saxophone music playing because he's just like sitting there staring like his life is over. And then I had to get a metal pole and fish the iceberg over to the rim so that he could get out. It was so sad.
That's awful.
I don't know why he didn't just swim. I've seen him swimming before. He could have just gotten off the iceberg and swam.
It's not a bird.
It's just ice.
Yeah, you have weird ducks.
I do. They're quirky.
Quirky.
They're quirky.
Do you have any issues with predators coming in trying to get at them?
So originally I actually had a lot of issues. I had you used to struggle a lot with rats getting at the ducks and raccoons getting at the ducks. And we had an event where we had a bunch of foxes for like a week getting at my chickens.
Oh.
But I have a better fence set up right now, so that isn't bothering as much. And we also have Mari, who's our livestock guardian dog. She's a huge, fuzzy little cotton ball of an angel, and she's lazy all the time, but she is really good at protecting the birds. In fact, not only have I seen her actually like on the job keeping predators away, but also she'll bark whenever any of the birds get out of the yard, out of the pen. Like if a turkey or a chicken or somebody flies out of their pen, she'll be barking. She'll let me know that they're
that's
out.
good.
Yeah.
Well, tell her she ain't supposed to bark. She's supposed to grab them and take them back.
Well, she's not supposed to leave the yard. If she leaves the yard, we have issues with her going to the neighbors and digging through their trash.
Uh-oh.
She has very little self-control.
Must be something good in the trash can then.
Oh, I'm sure.
The sheriff didn't agree.
Yeah, them it's hard to get good dogs to protect herds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Mari's a great LGD, and she's technically Bunky's birthday present from a while back. So when Bunky takes over the birds, then the LGD is technically hers, so it kind of fits.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because a lot of times you'll get dogs that will protect, but they'll continue to chase after the critter,
Yep.
and that can come in. That can be dangerous.
Yeah, or worse, they'll start going after the birds.
Yeah.
That's an issue we've had. We lost a.
Yeah.
No, he's talking about them going after predators and chasing them away,
Oh,
and like not coming back or getting hurt.
gotcha. You're like
Susie,
slowly leaving the frame.
Or you're slowly pulling it away.
I haven't touched it.
Susie D, tie your pillow to the bed and that won't happen. She put a silk pillowcase on her pillow last night and she chased it around the bed.
It's hard.
Those are horrible.
She's had a rough week, it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be praying for you.
Oh, and I've got a song for you girls. Well, probably you, KK. I'm trying to remember. Caitlin something or other. She started out doing backup singing and stuff like that, and then she came out with a which her singing was actually better than the main guy's singing. And
Nice.
she got more famous than he did. And she just came out with a single, and I think it'd be a really good one for you.
Well, I'd be glad to take a look at it.
Yeah, I'll have to get you the link. I don't know if she has it on Facebook yet or not. I know she has it on TikTok.
Oh, sweet.
Caitlin Curtis. Yeah, I think that's her name.
Educate me on the girl that on your videos that you're talking about. I want to say her first name, Paula. I may be wrong.
Oh, Paula Toledo.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never heard of her until y'all started singing some of her songs. And hey, she's pretty good.
She
She
is.
is, and I think she
Oh,
does
yeah.
like TED Talks or something.
Yeah.
this is
I
like
thi-
20 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, she released a song like 20 years ago, forgot
Okay.
about it, and then I think she ended up becoming like a public speaker instead.
And then we covered the song, and a bunch of other things happened.
And then she found out.
Then she found out that people were looking for it, and that's how people found out that she was the writer, because nobody knew who wrote the song until she found out that people were looking for it.
That's got to be weird. All of a sudden, see it. Oh, that's my song.
Oh, I'm sure.
Wow. Nobody knows
Like
where
she-
Wow. Okay. Well, I guess
And then I guess she
Yeah,
did like
I
a
know.
news interview or something, and she like forgot how to play it. So like it's from a while ago.
Yeah.
forgetting how to play your own song is really. it's
You
just
did
sad.
it.
I know I did it. It's just sad.
I also have this one boy, he plays the banjo. Trying to get him on a live sometime this week or next week, hopefully.
That'll be cool.
I've posted his link before, and he goes and plays with the older folks because he plays bluegrass and stuff like that, and he's really good. And going to try to get him to come up. His dad said yes, but I'm still waiting for him for the email. Sometimes that can be a while
Oh, good luck.
Yeah.
because he's
That is so cool.
actually going to different festivals and things and playing. Everybody's asked him to, and he only gets like maybe 5-10 people watching him on YouTube.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure you guys know how YouTube is
Yeah.
Yep.
because being underage for YouTube,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's not always the easiest.
Nope.
I'm reading the comment. Jeff Dunham is one of the best ones. My favorite puppet that he does is the old man. I can relate to him better than I can to anybody.
Oh, the one looks like Biden.
Yes, Walter.
Yeah, maybe if I get him up here, then maybe you guys can do like a collab or something on him.
That'd be
on a
fun.
song or something.
Cool.
Trying to check chat.
Which I'm totally shocked that he doesn't have like tons and tons of more people that watch his channel. I think he had one video that blew up, and the rest of them are just like maybe 20 or 50 people watching it.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yep. YouTube's tough.
Good old time of rock and roll.
I don't know what to say.
Oh, really? 51-year-old? Dang.
It don't happen often, but it does happen.
That's like a compliment though, right?
Yeah, it is a compliment, but it still stinks that they took down the channel.
Yeah.
I'm
Sorry,
not
I'm going to
butting
take your
it.
channel down. You're a minor.
Well,
I
I mean,
am.
thanks, but hey.
Are you girls doing any new songs this week?
Oh no, I'm sorry.
You forgot already.
So no, I
No,
make
so
the
the
list,
issue
and then we're
is-
supposed to wait and see what wins the poll, and I forgot to check the poll.
So we won't be able to do we do polls for the requests in our community tab. And so people can vote on which of the requests they want to hear. And these are requests that were put in the chat during our Monday live. And before that Monday, we see who wins. And we forgot to check. So we have to listen to the song at least once or twice and play it like a couple times before we can do it. And we didn't look. So I don't
Sorry.
think there's any new songs.
Well, I don't
Now,
know.
all three
Well,
of
we
you
might do the
girls,
Oh yeah. What?
all three of y'all girls mainly play by ear, correct?
Yeah.
Mostly. I help Bunky with her chords, but she mostly does her backups and her leads by herself.
Right. And I don't know how to read sheet music, so I don't have anything. That
I never did. They would play me the song, and I would just go and I'd put my own little twang on it.
Nice.
It was probably
I started.
messing up more than I did anything, but it sounded good.
Yeah. It's always a good way to go with it.
I can honestly say I've never poked myself in the eye though.
I
That's
didn't poke
impressive.
myself in the eye. I banged myself in the eye, and I had a black eye. It
Hilarious.
was hilarious. I can say one thing about most of my mistakes, and it's that they make people laugh. So there's that.
Well, I have accidentally thrown the stick into the audience.
Oh,
They thought it was part of the show, but you always have extra sticks sitting next to you.
okay, that's good.
Yeah. I need to get my other stick up here. I've got two other sets now.
Now, what name brand drumsticks do you use, or is there a name brand on those?
So I don't even really know about brand. I have 3 sets of drumsticks that I got. I got one of them with my bell kit for band. One of them with the snare I got for band, and one of them when I actually got my first real drum set. And the one I got with my snare is the only one that I like using. It's thicker and heavier.
Yeah, but that's not a brand.
I don't know what the brand is though. I just like that. I don't like any other drumsticks that I've ever held.
Well, see, I did.
Over here.
I didn't even know if there is a brand on
Yeah.
drumsticks. That was just something that popped in my head.
Yeah, I don't know.
I-
Yeah, no, they don't have a brand on them. They're really banged up though.
Yeesh.
Yeah. That's from the cymbals.
Looks like you were gnawing on it.
No,
No,
the
literally,
cymbals-
it does.
No,
It looks like she's been gnawing on
the
it.
Oh, that's
cymbals-
well used ones. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the cymbals just chip
Wait to
away.
get the splinters in them.
Yeah.
But see, I don't know if you would actually do that with the electronical ones.
Yeah, the E-kit doesn't give it. I've got a real set in the basement.
She goes nuts on that.
I love that thing. But that's what dents them up like that. The E-kit is all rubber and plastic though, so it doesn't. If anything, it just stains the tips black.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried Velcro on them drumsticks?
Velcro?
for what?
Yeah.
Where
Why?
they stick to your
Just to, like-
hands. when you
Oh,
My drum teacher actually told me that his drum teacher told him that I should duct tape it to my hands.
well, I told you to put some honey. That way, nice and sticky.
Because like he said, it's a good thing that you're dropping it because it means you're not like holding it too tightly. The way you're supposed to hold a drumstick is that it looks like you're holding it super strong, but that it can be taken out of your hand really easily. But I'm holding it loosely enough, but not tight enough
Yeah, I've actually got nerve damage.
from holding it too tight.
Well, playing too hard because the music I played, you played very hard,
One of
and,
those
and that's what they didn't have the electronics stuff back then. You had to bang it because you only had certain mics set up inside the drum.
Right. Yeah.
So you actually had to put a lot of effort into it.
Oh wow.
Right.
And like when you hit the bridge of some of the drums and it gets that twang, because I'll grab something and I get that little nerve twinge like getting hit in the funny bone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I broke mine.
And one of the best things I found out is getting one of them balls that you play wall ball with and squeeze it all the time.
Oh.
Okay.
Because it helps your hands, because if not you'll get arthritis or whatever they call that stuff with the wrist, carpal tunnel.
Yeah.
Yeah. She has that from piano.
Tennis
You're
ball.
But that squeezing that rubber ball all the time, and boxers use that
Oh.
to strengthen up their hands so they wouldn't break them as easy.
Oh.
I keep forgetting that you can break your hand on someone's face.
What?
Yeah.
Mine too,
And-
Bubba.
And did you know that when they do break their hands, it happens quite a bit. It usually takes two rounds before they don't feel it anymore, and then they can use it again, even though it's
wow.
broken.
Ew.
Yeah.
Wow.
I learned that. I told him, I said, my hand's broken. He said, well, just keep dodging and stuff and only use your other hand, and in two rounds you won't feel it anymore.
Wow.
What?
And did you?
Huh?
And could you 2 rounds later?
Oh, I kept on using it after that. Yeah.
Wow.
That's why boxers have such messed up hands, is because if they break it, they keep on using it afterwards. And it
Wow.
really tears up the bones and stuff.
Oh, I'm sure.
Hi. Oh my god. It's like right after a match, you just wave at someone and your thumb's falling off.
No, ew.
Have you practiced how to twirl your stick yet?
I have.
Okay.
It's stop. You're gonna break something.
I don't.
It's slow, but I can do it now.
Do it in the thumb, in between the thumb. That's the easiest one to start with, and then you can move to the next finger, and then you can twirl with all fingers.
I always drop it on the pinky when I try it like that because my pinky's not that strong yet. I can't. No, you no.
Yeah, you'll end up sitting there so long waiting for everybody to tune and things that you'll pick up little tips, or you'll just sit there and start spinning because you're bored, because you have to wait for somebody to plug in or sound check and all that crap.
Wonder what that's about.
About you.
Now, is it true that a drummer has to practice longer than the rest of the musicians?
That depends on what kind of what
Longer
you're
than I
going
do.
for. Well, that depends on what you're going for. Because like if you just listen to the song a couple times and then improvise, you can do it like first or second try.
Yeah, nowadays I wouldn't say too much, because in the 80s we had solos.
Right.
Yeah.
When it was just the drummer and everybody else would, have a water break or whatever.
Oh, we got to do that. I just follow you.
When the guitarist also had solos too.
Yeah.
Gotta get Bunky on those.
If the goal is for me to sound exactly like the drummer in the recorded song, then I have to sit down with a pen and paper and play the song out and write out the measures. Well, see, I don't read music. So like if you look up a drum score, I don't know how to read that. So I've got like my own little Morse code little thing that I don't think anybody else would understand if they looked at it. But it makes sense to me. So I write out an entire page.
Do you number it?
Do
you number the drums?
No.
Oh, that's how I figured it out. I number them, go 1, 2, 3, and then go from that. It's weird, but compared to trying to read all that little things on there, I'm like, what does all this mean?
What's
this little dot thing here?
Like, as far as I'm aware, I think it uses the same rhythm scheme as like normal sheet music, but where I get confused is that like each bar is a different instrument or something.
Yeah, it is.
Like, those are notes.
I understand it partially. I don't know which instrument is which, because like at some point it gets confusing. Like when you've just got like the bass on one bar and then you got the snare and the hi-hat, I can kind of read that. But then they go to like, there's the ride over here, and then there's all 3 toms, and then there's like, I get lost. So I write it a different way. But that takes a long time, and then practicing it to play it the right way takes a while. But if I just improvise a song, I can do it in like a day.
Yeah.
And I know Bunky's practicing for like a half hour.
Right. You're perfect pitch though, so you can play like any song
but like
in an hour.
Compared to you do 20 minutes a day.
Right. So Bunky, I think of the 3 of us, takes the longest to practice right now.
Because she's still learning.
Right. Because she's
you are. I don't know.
Plus, a guitar's like 3 times bigger than she is.
It is.
I've seen her up there trying to. You can tell that was getting heavy.
Yeah, she has to keep moving the strap around because it's hurting her shoulder.
Yeah.
Oh, splinter.
If the electric ones are so much heavier than the other guitars. Way heavier.
That's not the case because they're small, but nope, they've got all that metal inside, all those magnets to receive all of the transmissions from the wires, whereas the acoustics are literally just strings and wood.
Yeah. Well, even those ones that you can plug in, they're still lighter than the.
Oh yeah,
right.
Because those ones, I think they just have a mic on the inside. Maybe.
Yeah, those just have a small microphone.
Because we have
electric guitars use electromagnets to receive signals from when the strings are moved.
The pickups.
Yeah. And they send those through wires and circuits to go to the. So all of those and all of that engineering inside of the guitar makes it much heavier than just wood. And
so, any of you guys played the banjo?
No.
Oh.
I've never seen one.
I have.
Like I've seen one like online, but never.
I got one right over there.
Do you know how to play?
When are you going to start taking lessons on that thing?
Well, you have
You
one.
should.
Well, the thing is, you have to use 3 fingers. Well, there's claw in it, and there's the 3 fingers.
You would, your looks and everything, you would be an awesome hillbilly banjo player.
But
Start playing on.
I have played the bass a little bit, so that I think that would throw me off because you have to play the banjo up like this. You don't play it down like that.
You play it
I
on
don't know
the-
if you can see my hand.
Yeah,
You play
So
it up
you
like this.
probably end up trying to play bass down.
Yeah,
Banjo down here, and
Yeah.
Basically,
because it's so short that
you-
you have to play all the notes and everything like that.
what's funnier to me is the ukulele just like doo doo doo.
well, the ukulele is the same thing with small.
That's why I said
Yeah.
Bunky needs is a little
She
more.
does. She,
I like the ukulele.
Now tell them the reason you bought it. Who do you think owned it at one time?
I didn't know. No, because I bought it, it was $29,
Mhm.
and because it looked old, and I thought, well, it might be worth something. And then I started looking at it, and it has a bunch of, I forget what the guy's name. Who was the guy's name?
Bill Monroe.
Was that his name?
I think it was.
Bill Monroe.
Anyways, he's the one who invented the 3 finger. And
what?
the thing is, he signed his name on his banjos on the inside.
Yeah.
I don't want. Oh, yeah, there, that guy's name right there.
Skaggs. I know it ain't Ricky Skaggs.
No. Well, I'll have to
No.
get here. Hold on.
I'm thinking it was Bill Monroe. I'm thinking it was Bill Monroe now. I may be wrong, but
Figure out how to open it.
that case is about as big as you are, Bushcraft.
Yeah, it's a pretty good case.
She's one of those Amazon packages with a big case for a little thing.
Yeah, really. Now, Ricky Skaggs is a good banjo player also.
Yeah, he is.
And he plays his banjos like people play their guitars.
It's not opening. Open.
He was the guy we're trying to think of sung the main song in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
I don't think I know
I
that.
don't think I know that either.
Oh, that's a pretty good movie.
Oh, it's pretty. Oh, let me see.
And it's old.
Mango.
I can't find the other stuff.
You'll be funny.
But there was all kinds of music and lyrics for other songs and stuff. And it was from that guy.
Wow.
And I don't know if this is one from that or not.
It was like a themed set.
But you're supposed to take it
apart,
but I don't want to take it apart.
Let's try to play it.
If he signs up inside of here. This thing.
You could probably take it apart the same way you take apart a snare or something.
Yeah.
Scruggs, Lester Flatt and Earl Scruggs. Earl
Yeah,
Scruggs.
that's who it is right there.
Earl Scruggs.
Yeah. But it has the, I don't even know if you call them picks because you have one on your thumb and then these 2 fingers, I think. And they
One on your middle finger, index finger, and your thumb.
yeah.
You got picks. And all 3 of them fingers are going to town at the same time.
Yeah. I thought it was.
And I'm kind of like Bushcraft. To me, my opinion, a banjo is one of the hardest playing instruments.
It looks like
to
it
learn
would
how
be.
to play.
Oh,
Then you got your other hand, the fingers on it, you know, like a guitar, they've got
they're
to press
moving.
one chord.
I think it's a tuner.
Yeah, that's what you tune your guitar, banjo with. Any stringed instrument.
Yeah, here's the little thumb thingies.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I thought they'd look like Bucky's thumbtack.
And I think there's the other finger ones in there somewhere.
Wow. Wow, that does look really complicated to play. I just bang pots.
I don't know. Crazy Irish, I think.
Yeah, here's some of the music right
Aw.
there.
Wow.
And this is
Yeah.
roll experiences or something like that. Exercises, roll exercises.
Oh.
And I think that's the thing that he invented.
Now,
That's
see,
super
if we can get it authorized that that's whose guitar that was, and his sheet music in there, man, his bank account just skyrocketed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to look at it again, but there's somewhere that. Yeah, see, that's some stuff that he made. He made.
Whoa.
Wow.
And like I said, I don't know anything about reading music, so it's all scribbles to me.
Right. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know what that means either.
Now, banjo's got a good sound to it, but if you ever
Oh,
in the
yeah.
South and you hear banjo music, run.
It's just getting three fingers to do that instead of just a pick and going.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you stop tickling my hand?
But one of these days I'll try to actually do it.
That would be cool.
Bushcraft, one of your days is like one of my days.
I've had it for almost a year, and that's the second time I've got it out of the case. So,
Oh, wow.
Well, now, how many likes would it take for you to take it and find out if that Scruggs' guitar?
If you take it to a music person who
Yeah.
knows a lot about music and
Yeah.
stuff, find out.
What, 10,000 likes?
oh, I ain't gonna get that anyway.
So
You get two
never
more
know.
subscribers.
I already subscribed to him.
Use your other account.
Little House on the Prairie.
And make new emails.
Well, my son actually has a violin. I don't think he's learned anything on it yet, but
Wait a
he
minute,
has
does he have a violin or a fiddle?
a violin.
A violin.
I actually can't tell which style is harder to learn because
Fiddles or violins?
I did classical violin for a while, but never tried fiddle.
Well, you know what the difference
You just
between
gotta
a
wiggle more.
violin and a fiddle is, don't you?
I would assume
Yeah.
it's like more or less the same thing. I think it's maybe just style. I don't remember.
No, one has a twang to it, and the other one has a twang to it.
That's awesome.
They're both the same thing, period. Except for
play it
people in classical music calls it the violin, and hillbillies, we call it fiddles.
A fiddle.
Yeah, a fiddle, not a fiddle, like I say.
But arguably, that one sounds cooler. So.
Right.
But that's about like a banjo and a banjano.
Banjo and a banjo. Piano.
No.
Piano.
No.
No, panani. It's called a panani.
Like the sandwich?
Yeah, that'll work. Well, y'all need to stay down here in the South for about 6 months. Y'all go back up north, you'll drive everybody insane.
Oh, I'm sure.
What do you think's the easiest instrument that you know to play? Piano.
Like personally or for someone beginning?
Well, for you, yeah.
Okay, well, personally, definitely drums.
Not the
I've gone
spoons.
through. I've
Spoons?
no. I've gone through a lot of instruments in my life. Like I literally, I have gone through a lot. I started with piano because she was doing piano. I ended up doing recorder, clarinet, violin. And there's a bunch of them I'm not thinking of right now.
Okay.
Drums are
Listen,
definitely
at least it wasn't a
no,
tuba.
I'm gonna change my mind. It's not the drum set, it's the cajon. The cajon was the easiest one for me to pick up. Yeah, this box I'm sitting on right now.
Now, which one, in y'all's opinion, has the prettiest sound to it?
Oh, piano. I grew up listening to Kayla playing classical. And so, like, if I'm ever stressed, I can calm down just listening to Kayla playing classical music while drawing.
Y'all
Like, if I'm
need
drawing and
to,
she's playing, I can get really calm.
y'all need to pull up Floyd Kramer. Okay,
Floyd
that's
Kramer?
back. Floyd Kramer. That's back in the 50s. Okay.
Mhm.
One of the piano duets that he done was called "Last Date," DATE, by Floyd Kramer.
Wow.
I think y'all would like that. I really do. But my opinion, if it's played right, it's got to be the saxophone.
Oh, I love the way that sounds.
Oh, yes. The saxophone
Yes.
is really great.
Yeah, at least they ain't the tuba trying to carry that thing around.
Dude,
I knew a few tuba
no,
players,
this
and they were
is the
always
time.
making the biggest deal about how like awful it is to carry that thing.
She
Well,
plays both.
I've seen where they do the marching band stuff, and
Yeah.
they'll start swinging it back and forth, and somebody on the right will mess up, and it go bong.
If I was carrying the tuba and I had to swing it, I'd keep going.
Bong. Can't get playing the boat for a while. You hit somebody in the head with it.
I almost did. So like the lower instruments were in the back row for our band, and I almost hit one of the French horns in the face. Just like boom. That was awful.
Yeah.
Poor French horn.
Though I feel like I've seen a lot of videos of trombones that are just like problematic.
Right. Bam, bam.
That and a trumpet.
Picks
Yeah,
up nothing.
they'll go winging that thing back and forth, and one person messes up and goes left when he's supposed to go right, and gets smacked in the head.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
you
then
got
like,
the trumpets and the
I started when I was 12, and I was a very small 12-year-old, so I was probably smaller than Bunky is now, and she's like 10. And sixth position is like way out, and I kept dropping the valve, so then all of a sudden that's on the floor. I couldn't reach it unless I used my foot, and that was very humiliating.
Kind of like when you were playing piano when you were really little, and you'd have to put your foot up on the piano to hit the last note.
I've always liked doing pieces that are bigger than I am, and I don't know why that is.
Because you're small.
Yeah.
Y'all try saxophone.
I want to so bad. It sounds so cool.
Oh, they're beautiful. I mean, like I said, they got to be played right, you know.
Right.
But I've been to places to where I would pay a person to do a solo on a sax just so I could hear it. It feels like when it's done right, the floor will rumble when they do it just right.
It's such a pretty noise too.
It is. It is.
Yeah, you never hear anybody tell a drummer to play a solo so they can calm down.
Well, I used to like the double kickers on the drums.
For the bass?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen those. Those look really cool.
And that was actually the hardest thing for me
Learning how to use those.
was the feet, because I could keep a tune with my feet hitting the heel, but you have to
Right.
go the other way, and that
Right.
that threw me off.
Yeah, I actually had trouble with that. And I can do it with the bass kick. But for the hi-hat, I have to lift my entire knee
Yeah.
to do that one. Otherwise, I get a cramp in my calf.
Mhm.
I just can't
Oh,
do it.
I would probably cramp way up nowadays.
Like, I don't want to get a Charlie horse in the middle of the song. Like, please, no.
Not a good habit, but
Just in the middle of a song, and all of a sudden the drummer's screaming.
Hey, that's a new beat. Now, when I was younger, Mama and them, they bought me a drum set for Christmas. They put it out in the barn. My brother got out there and he tore them up. He jumped through them, threw stuff through them.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so awful.
So,
Why would you do that to someone?
Being mean.
would you believe me if I was to tell you the reason he done it is because I threw him out of the hayloft the day before?
All right, fine, that's fair.
You kind of had that coming.
Well,
Maybe
not
not
only
that
that.
You had something
Uh,
coming.
He could have
He
just
would
like
be the
paid your
first-
drumsticks or something. That would have been a torture enough.
Well, my brother would be the first one to tell you while you're up in the hayloft, do not try to lasso a cow with baling twine. I don't know where he got that idea from.
I can see that, yeah.
it kind of
I actually
reminds
tried
me
to
of
do
a story I heard today where the guy said he had an idea that he was going to lasso a deer and put him in the barn. And then when he's ready to, have deer meat, it would be right there in the barn. Because he said, every time I go out there to feed the cows, the deer are out there and they don't pay no attention to them. So he said, I'll have no problem, lassoing a deer. So he went out there and fed them, and here comes the deers coming in there and eating. He moses up a little bit closer, and they look at him, don't pay no attention to him. So he gets that rope and he slings it over there, and he lassos this big old buck. And he says, that was easy, and the buck didn't move or anything. He tightened the rope a little bit and still didn't move. So he had the bright idea tying the rope around its waist.
I've done this with a dog.
That way it would be easier to pull him back to the barn. Well, he didn't realize that the deer are a lot stronger than they look.
Oh yeah.
And he said after about 15 minutes being drug around the pasture, the deer finally got tired, and he said he didn't want no part of it. He gave up on the whole thing. So he said he was going to go and take the rope off the deer's neck, and that way he could be on his way. And he said he never knew that deer will actually bite you. And he said the deer got a hold of his wrist, wouldn't let go. And he's bleeding all over the place. Well, he was already really bloody anyway.
Yeah.
Because being drugged around the pasture and everything.
That's awful.
He finally got it, the rope off off the deer. And he says the funny thing is when you run from a deer, they're really good for using their front legs. And he says that deer smacked me about 4 times in the back of the head as I was running away. And he says, what's even worse than that is when you're laying on the ground crying like a little baby, they'll jump up and down on you and keep kicking you.
It's vicious.
Poor man had a horrible
Poor
day.
farmer says he never going to touch a deer again.
Well, he
Hey,
learned his
Miss
lesson.
Monkey.
Hey, Miss Bunky.
Hi, Bunky.
How you?
All right, we gotta go get ready for our live.
Yeah, I was going to ask you guys wanted to take off a little early.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
need to.
I'm sorry. Well,
Yeah,
this was
Dixie
fun.
Dixie will be in there watching y'all here as soon as y'all go live.
And you'll have a video coming out pretty soon about the collaboration.
Yeah, we think
Yeah,
tomorrow.
that'll be us tomorrow, hopefully.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Well,
mine
thank you.
will probably be a week because I don't know how long their shipping is for.
Yeah, plus the storm is probably holding up the mail. We were supposed to get something today and we didn't
No,
get
it's not the store. It's MLK. My
Huh?
friend, it's Martin Luther King
Oh,
Day.
it's a holiday.
Yeah.
All
No.
Do do y'all celebrate MLK Day where y'all live
No.
at?
I think it's
Everybody
cool.
does.
I'm not.
It's a national
We
holiday.
recognize
No,
it.
no,
I don't know if
not
you, like,
in all
throw a party.
states.
Oh, it isn't? I thought it was.
We personally don't really do anything about it. It's the school lets out.
School is off.
We know school takes a day on MLK Day.
But not for us.
Not for us though. Snow days don't count for homeschoolers either.
Yeah.
Well, y'all got to stay a step ahead of the other people.
Right.
Well, homeschoolers are already probably 50 steps ahead.
Dude, if I had to live it all over again, both of my youngest would have been homeschooled straight up.
Yeah.
You know,
My
I think,
youngest one was the last part of her schooling was homeschooled. It was real easy compared to this messing with the school stuff.
yeah, I think a homeschooler is, on average, a homeschooler is smarter. Man, I'm gonna get a lot of hate mail on that one. Truthfully, don't care. You
Well,
know,
Thanks, girls, for jumping up here.
for having us.
See
Thank you for having us. This was fun.
yeah, we'll see you in a little bit.
Yeah.
Thank you.
see ya.
Bye-bye.
I reckon it's too late for me to say, or too early for me to say hump day.
Yeah.
Well, it's only Monday, so
Yeah, I gotta wait 2 more days. Darn it. How has my sound come through tonight?
actually, I haven't. The only time I've heard it, the issue was before the live started. It's been fine.
Really?
Yep.
I wonder what I'm gonna have to do another one because I don't understand it. I really don't.
You don't play too many games on it either, because that saves your megabytes.
Well,
Well, you did say you have new neighbors. They might be downloading stuff or uploading stuff for that matter when you go live.
well, now, would that interfere with mine?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know if you have cable or you have DSL.
DSL.
Okay, so no, it wouldn't. DSL is a fixed signal. Cable is a shared. So anybody in your area.
Okay, let me see. I'm running the test right now. Do-da day. Come on, look. All right, my download speed is 6.76.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I'll tell you what my upload is. 0.64. That's my upload.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
Don't nobody.
When the cold hit, usually when the first cold comes in, internet has issue everywhere. Especially if you're not on a fiber optic, those old lines have moisture in them, and when they cold, it slows it down big time.
Well, I know Brightspeed is one of the worst ones, period.
I would say,
Well,
yeah.
matter of fact, it's the only one for my area. And I'm not going to tell you what they charge me, but they
Too
need
much.
to start refunding me.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's pathetic. It really is. And like I said, out of 5 that services this area, and I was wrong. It did not get a half star. It got a whole 1-star rating out of 5.
Okay.
1 being the worst one. So, I mean, but we'll see how everything goes Wednesday. It'd probably be back to normal again. I sound like an AM radio back in the 20s. So, all right.
Well, let me drop their link real quick.
Please,
So
if y'all have not heard Vineyard Chicks, go to them, like, subscribe. You will be amazed. These 3 young ladies are awesome.
yeah. Oh,
Al Bundy, really?
Jeff, you going to be live Wednesday?
I will if I don't have no problem between now and then.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna tell you, like I told Bushcraft backstage, the way it's starting to act up and everything, it's almost as if it would do me good not to even go live, because you can't hear me, you can't understand what I'm saying.
Well, we can't
And
understand
I'm not
half the
going.
stuff you say anyway, Jeff.
Well, that sounds like a personal problem. But until Brightspeed or whoever the Sam Heckett is gets their stuff together, I mean, it's just pathetic. It really is.
Yeah, you might also try some daytime ones too. See if there's any difference.
Now, I've been live on Crazy Irish during the day. Well, not here lately. I've not.
Yeah.
It seemed like to me it's just starting in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
You know, it's not an ongoing thing. It's just starting. So,
Yeah.
if I can find somebody live to go with, I'll probably try. And Sunday nights, the last Sunday night that we done, I don't think I had a problem then.
I don't know.
Because it was yourself, Lake, and me.
Oh yeah, yeah, you did.
Did I?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we got 101 if he sticks with it. We'll be live tomorrow. And I may be live tomorrow at 7. So we'll have to see 7 or 8.
Okay.
I give them, and they usually get back to me because they do all their stuff at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, like emails and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'll keep an eye on my email for that, and then should have something set up then.
Well, grape jams, it's not just certain times of the day. It seems like it's an ongoing thing. It don't matter when I'm on that, it's going to mess it up, you know. And if I happen to drop off of 101s tomorrow night, just explain to them when
Yeah.
y'all get in the back room, you know, because it is what it is.
Yeah, there are a lot of people pissed at NFL right now
What's
because
going on?
they moved everything to Peacock, a lot of the playoff games. So you have to have a Peacock
Yeah.
subscription thing. And people are mad.
I wonder how many viewers they've lost on account of it. You know, they lost a bunch.
Well, yeah, because there are some people who refuse to get Peacock because
I'm not getting.
it's now if they do something like that for the Super Bowl itself, ooh boy,
I don't
they
really want to
would
go.
they would probably lose quite a bit of money. But the
Yeah.
thing is, Peacock buys the rights to have those games played on there, so they're making
Money.
buku money. Both of them are. I mean, that's what it's down to, is making money.
Yeah, that's what it's all about nowadays. You know,
Mhm.
plain simple. It ain't like the good old days. So, well, I'm gonna let you go because I hear them in the background.
Oh yeah. Other than that,
All right.
guys, we will see you. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks, mods, for keeping the riffraff out, even though I don't think we have too much of that anymore. But we will
Don't
see you on the
forget to
next one.
out.